Okay. So we're talking to Natasha Ambre, and she's a member from the MEVE Therapy.
So MAVE Therapy's aim is to be affordable and accessible to the youth of India. Because at this point of time, we're so confused and we don't know whom to turn to for guidance. And that's what this organization is all about. That we are here to provide affordable help for the youth.
During this pandemic period, have you seen an upsurge in your patients or the help that people have been seeking to you? Have you seen an
Yes,
upsurge in the number of
definitely. The pandemic, firstly, there are two reasons basically, I'll say. The pandemic brought to light that there is something called mental health and people started accepting it more because more people were talking. Mainstream media actually started covering mental health. So, because of that, is one thing. And secondly, there came a point after like 6-7 months where people were like, I don't care what's happening, just get me some help from somewhere. So yes, a lot of people are facing issues during the pandemic. Sitting at home has never been easier. We've never done that.
Can you throw some light upon the very common issues that people have come up to you with?
Uh, During the pandemic, most of the common issues have been health anxiety. Like, I'm scared of getting COVID. I don't know, I can't sit at home. I'm not able to. There's, Anxiety has been like a big thing. So you can't cover it in one topic, but anxiety has been the most common one. Then there's depression. There's relationship issues, mostly because most of the couples are in a long distance now. So those issues have come up more. Fear, don't know what I'm doing with my life, productivity issues, work-life balance, because working from home has never been like, we think, it's easy, it's good, we get to work from our space and everything, but after a point of time, it just kills your productivity because you can't work and live in the same place. It messes with your brain a lot. So yeah, these things have been most of the common ones.
So, what, according to you, is the most basic criteria for somebody to realize that they need therapy or help now?
See, so this is one statement that I always make, that therapy is not only for somebody who's sick. Okay, so you can just, if you're thinking also that you might need therapy or you want to experiment with therapy, just go for it. And maybe you realize that you actually needed it. So this has happened a lot of times. Most of the people have just come to just see if they needed it. But if you really, like, even once gave it a thought that I might need help, that's a sign that you need to. Because it's okay. We have put a pressure on ourselves saying, there is a certain threshold that I have to bear. If I am able to bear it, only then I am eligible to seek help. Which is nothing like that. There's no eligibility criteria. Everybody's struggles are valid and you can just seek help anytime that you. There's no criteria as such.
Would you suggest some activities or something that we can do at home to, take care of our spirits? Like, it's not really like sometimes we're just feeling low. So, what is the bare minimum that we can do to, keep our calm?
Right. So when these things are happening, you're feeling low out of nowhere, the best thing to do is move. And just like move from the place that you are. Break your routine. Go for a walk. Just shake yourself up. Like actually, like a kid, shake yourself up. It feels really nice. Loosen your body. Do some stretches. The movement helps the best. Otherwise, when you're feeling low, you can write in your journal. But most people don't like to do that. Especially boys, they don't really like to sit and write. So, and a lot of people have spoken about journaling, but I'm not going to speak about it in detail. Music helps a lot, like a lot. And for me personally, breaking my routine helps. So there is a thing that we do every day, single day. 9 o'clock ko ye karenge, 12 o'clock ko wo karenge. So this is usually how our day goes. And doing it continuously for a stretched period of time can put you in that feeling of, yeah, this is like, what am I doing? So breaking that routine, doing something that you really love, drawing, painting, dancing, or anything, like absolutely anything. It could be watching the silliest of cartoons if you like it. That's all. Just break the routine and do what you like. 15-20 minutes and it helps a lot.
We consume a lot of media related to coronavirus as well. right?
Right.
So, which gets quite overwhelming and exhausting at times, matlab, the figures and the news and the what we're getting, what we're not getting, and everything like that. So, but the thing is that we can't really avoid this either. We can't really, cut ourselves off from this
Right.
news or these things. So, what do you think we should do in a situation like this?
See, in a situation like this, you can firstly find the reliable sources of news, because not every source is giving you correct information, which is again adding to your anxiety. Secondly, consume news only in like periods of time of the day, like 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night. I think that's more than enough to just know where we are exactly at and what's happening. So that's enough. And unfollow pages that are giving you anxiety. Like you are on that one platform or 2-3 platforms that overburdening with information. For a period of time, it's okay to unfollow those pages or turn off their notifications, or just not see their posts. Scroll past them if you see it's COVID. It's okay to do that.
To a lot of people, they do not really know that they're experiencing a panic attack. So how do you know that, and what do you do to, just maintain your calm and just get out of it, get out of that space that you're usually in?
Okay. So frankly, I also just came across this one very lately. So you can take an ice pack and put it on your neck and wrist when you're having a panic attack. It helps to calm yourself down. It helps to write everything down. It helps to just sit with your anxiety, sit with your panic, and let it like take you over and then flow out. Don't do anything, just let it be. So these are some techniques that you can use to go through a panic attack.
A lot of people, they find themselves kind of like crying during these times, and sometimes without a reason. That, I mean, they're just there and they just start crying and they do not even know why. So, do you think that this could be a sign of, a disturbed mental health or something like that?
I'm not going to say this is a sign of disturbed mental health, because as humans we tend to get overwhelmed with the amount of news that is moving around, and empathy gets us sometimes, where everybody else is so distressed, though I am happy, but everybody else is so distressed that it's overwhelming me, and sometimes it's okay to shed some tears. So it's not a sign per se of mental health. It's okay to cry without any reason also. It's not wrong per se.